Hi, I'm Witch for Random Stupidity, and welcome to Stillwater. This is a visual novel game. We got this guy here, because he still be in the water. I don't know. I think you're like a detective investigating something. I never read these things, but I've been wanting to play more visual novel games, so we're gonna do that. Start. This is a work of fiction. The resemblance to any real-life people is purely coincidental. This game contains depictions of horror, mature themes, violence, and strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. Well, you've been warned. I'm sorry, but I can't stay here anymore, Nina. I feel like I'm going crazy. Calm down. If we can just talk it out. So many strange things happening one after another. Every day here, this damn dripping sound. I thought it was just something leaking at first, but I check every faucet, every ceiling, everything, and still I can hear it everywhere, constantly echoing in my ears. Please, listen to me. Oh, but the water. The damn water. Water? Yes, it's everywhere. Pools of it are all over the house, and every time I try to mop it all up, another will appear. God, it's just the drowned man story. There's no end to it. Oh, but it's a night. It's a night when it comes. What are you talking about? I hear someone or something walking along the hallways at night. Maybe it's just my grandfather? No, Nina, it's not him. I thought it was him, but it's not. But I've seen that thing. I only glimpsed at it once, but I'm more than certain that thing was not your grandfather. Ever since that night, I would lock my door and pray it would walk past my room. Jesus Christ. I don't know what's going on, but I swear it just keeps walking, always walking on pools of water. Sometimes I hear them randomly. Their steps are erratic and faint, but I can still hear them. Just this steady pace up and down the halls. But I think recently it's no longer like that. What do you mean? Every morning I follow to see where the wet footprints lead. It walks towards something more clearly than before. It would walk down the halls, climb the stairs, then turn around corners. All of it I follow. Eventually the trail would come to a stop. And it would all stop right by your grandfather's room. His room? Is this some sort of sick joke to scare me away? Then please stop. It's not a joke, Nina. I meant it when I said there was something wicked going on in this house. That can't be true. I know this is a lot, but you have to believe me. I can't stay here any longer. I'm sorry, Nina. It's okay, I understand. Thank you for taking care of my grandfather up until now, and I'm sorry for all the stress I've caused you. I'll be sure to pay you right away as soon as I... Nina, listen to me. I don't know what's happening around here, but... The woman on the phone cautiously looks around, turning her head constantly back and forth, looking over her shoulder to find if any others listening in. She grips the phone so close to her ear in a vice-like grip before speaking again in a hushed tone. Something terrible is lurking in this house. I don't know what it is, but please, as soon as you get back, take your grandfather and just leave this place. Leave? I can't leave everything behind. We have nowhere else to go. Please, Nina, this place is not safe. The rumors, they're true. The curse is real. My family is not cursed. But, Nina, at this rate, you and your family will... Enough! A pause. Cold and sharp tenseness strains the call as both women, exhausted and stressed beyond their comfort, try to stifle their growing frustrations toward one another. Neither yielding to the other's thoughts, only leaving anger and hurt to fester through the silence. After what feels like suffocating stillness, Nina finally sighs heavily and responds bluntly to the caretaker. Look, I don't know what you heard or saw, but I can't just leave things like this. Whoever or whatever they are, they will have to answer to me. I won't let them have their way. I don't have time wasting my energy on this stupid curse. So if you can't help me, then so be it. I'll find a way. Nina, my grandfather is all I have left. He is all I have left. Oh God, what the fuck? Dinner, 7 a.m. Well, this is off to an intriguing start. Amid a foggy morning, there sits a man by the corner of a booth. He drinks black coffee and, depending on his mood, occasionally orders a donut. It be like that. And today it was just a black coffee. Damn, it's gonna be one of those days, isn't it? Oh my God, Hugo. I swear I've never seen that woman. Bruh. Wow. I swear I've never seen that woman. I swear I've never seen that amount of paperwork in my life. Freaking mountain worth of it. You're a valuable member of our team, Hugo. My foot. I'm starting to believe that I was bamboozled into joining their agency. Ugh. Hugo Laurent, age 30, takes a good look at his cup of joe and chugs it all in one sitting. He then continues to grumble to himself about last night's grueling work at the office. I really need to find a different job. As he contemplates his poor life choices, he looks out towards the early mist. There was something inherently terrifying about the fog to him, how it engulfs everything and nothing. God, it's just like the mist. Even if it disappears, it always leaves behind traces. Excuse me, proof of it remaining. Even in a quaint little town like this, I can't even run from my fate, I guess. Hugo finally stares at the compiled newspaper clippings he put together. Some of them from recent... God, I am so dyslexic, I am sorry. Part of my want to do more visual novel cases so I could get better at that. So just bear with me. Some of the headlines from recent events, but mainly all were past headlines of missing persons cases. No matter how many times I see this, it's still just this hard to look at. Fixating case after case, he can't help but remind himself that there is a reason for all of this. An all too personal reason. Seeing strange things comes with a price. Oh, do we see dead people? In the end, I'm the one doing this to myself. Sound rough? Mind if I join you, Q? An annoyingly familiar voice interrupts his train of thought. He slowly looks up to see the one responsible, although reluctantly. I don't know if I should have given you... I'm so bad with voices.
Alright, so I was gonna insert some meme about, like, blind shooting, just to, like, kind of make a quick joke about this bit, but I want to kind of actually talk about this. So, current voice actor for Shadow the Hedgehog in the video games has been doing this for, like, this long, but wasn't told about what Shadow's backstory actually was until he did the voice acting for the Shadow Generations, like, prequel miniseries. And because of that, up until then, his voice acting for Shadow has been pretty mid, which is to say, there's proof you need connection with the character in order to do their voice well. So if anyone out there, if you're gonna do work that involves voicing a character, if you take a literal fucking blind attempt without even seeing the character's face like this, don't beat yourself up if you miss the mark, because expecting to actually get that right without even seeing their face is just an impossible expectation. Like, you're just not gonna get it right. Like, maybe once as a freak accident if you've been doing it for, like, within, like, a 10-year career, but, like, you're not going to get it right on a blind guess, so don't beat yourself up about that. You need connection with the character before you get the voice actually correct.
Good morning, Hugo. Hugo scowls and turns away from him. He then gathers the files and shoves it back into the binder. Meanwhile, the tall man takes as an initiative and sits at the opposite end of the booth. He greets the waitress passing by and orders himself the hefty body breakfast special with an extra plate. Oh, that sounds good. As usual, the waitress is happy to oblige and goes back to the corner to relay his order. The man then looks back at Hugo. He sees the empty cup and now jumbled newspaper clippings, all the while Hugo is trying to ignore him. You really should eat something with that black coffee. Not ordering any donuts today? I'm fine, Noah. Just not in the mood, okay? Not even a little? There's a momentary silence between them before Noah disturbs it once more. Well, too bad for you. I ordered a big breakfast for the two of us. Two? As if the word could grace Noah with an even more perfect punchline, the food arrives. That shit looks fire. Why the hell did you order for the two of us? Just eat what you want to eat. Don't worry about me. Wow. McCang, Sharp. Whatever that means, right, Hugo? Are you even listening to me? Come on, we both know that if you don't eat now, who knows when you will, and I'm not about to let you go faint again. So open wide. Are they gay? Noah D. Leon, age 27 and natural-born charmer, is also the only person in the world who lovingly threatens him to eat every day. God, that looks so fucking good. With a pensive look, Hugo finally gives in and eats the generous spoonful without further complaints. It's good. Right? Good food will always help cheer you up. God, this is... It reminds me of me, where I don't eat and then I'm like, God, I'm so pissed off. Oh, food! Damn him. I got swept away again. Oh, by the way, the chief will be out for a business trip. She mentioned it will be for a couple of days. When did she tell you this? I didn't hear anything about it. Yesterday, I think? Yesterday? She told me to sort out the cabinets yesterday. She didn't mention anything about a business trip. I guess it was a pretty sudden one. Well, I mean, she did tell me to tell you. And lucky me, I know where you go every morning. I'm sensing up a real gay vibe here. It's probably just me, but, you know. You know what? I'm not surprised anymore. Well, what do you want to do? We technically have the day off. I'm gonna head back to the office. There's a couple of boxes I didn't get a chance to sort out. In that case, I'll come with you. Why? You could just rest for the day. And pass up the opportunity to get to know you better, Q? Quit it. After their enlightened banter, the two of them finish their breakfast, pay for their meals, and head to Hugo's car. What a bunch of cuties. As Noah opens the door to the passenger seat, he notices a bloodhound sleeping inside. Oh, doggy! That was a pure, unfiltered autism moment there for you guys. Jesus Christ. The big dog stirs at the sound of the car opening and lazily stares at Noah. Oof. I'm sorry, big guy. He then closes the door while trying not to make too much noise to disturb its occupant. Colby. Oh, what a cutie. At the sound of his name, his heavy... I love these type of dogs. At the sound of his name, his heavy-lidded eyes slowly peek to see who calls for him. It is his one and only partner, his human. Oh, as if finally realizing who he is or where he is, the old bloodhound stirs up from his sleep, pounces at Hugo, and proceeds to wag his tail uncontrollably. Bark! Good morning again, Colby. Have a nice nap. Colby, 8 years old, Hugo's most faithful and loving partner in crime, has the biggest tendency to just sleep all over the place. God, he's just like Porkchop. Noah, who is witnessing all of this from the back seat, chuckles to himself. He is amazed and slightly defeated at Hugo's sudden urge of energy. Listen, you don't interrupt someone with their bond of a pet. It doesn't matter how many times I try. When it comes to boosting up his mood, no one can beat Colby. 7:50 at the agency. Well, I'm loving this so far. The three head back to the office. The space is just as Hugo left it. A decent, organized mess. That sounds like my room. To his credit, For the amount of boxes he painstakingly went through, he believes he did a fair job. I mean, it doesn't look that bad. Albeit, it could have been better. It always could have been better, but you did your best. Wow, you really outdid yourself, Hugo. It looks less crowded. Ah, shut it, will you? I thought I was gonna get to it. I said I was gonna get to it, even. Dog! Thanks, boy. Before Hugo could continue to give deserved head pats, he notices someone. A woman stands timidly peering outside from the storefront. She looks a bit frantic and even more restless with her disheveled and ill-fitted clothes, drawing emphasis to her already too visible petite frame. The woman tries to grasp the door handle several times, but stops before she could touch it. Her brows furrow, agitated and distressed about something. So much to the point, it is preventing her from just simply reaching out for help. That's concerning. However, when she finally makes eye contact with Hugo, she immediately rushes in. Oh. I'm sorry. I know the closed sign is up, but I saw you in and Are you alright, miss? I need your help. My grandfather, Before she can continue explaining, Noah swiftly cuts in front of Hugo and intervenes, all in too practiced manner. Oh, so they're like detective partners, it seems. Not gay partners, unfortunately.
¿Por qué no los dos?
It's okay, miss. We'll hear what you have to say. So please, why don't you sit right over there? Noah gestures to one of the empty seats at the other side of the office. The poor woman hesitates for a moment. She clutches desperately to the strap of her purse, her eyes focusing apprehensively on them at the gestured seat. After mulling over Noah's offer, she quickly glances back and nods. The woman then walks towards the corner of the room and sits at the edge of the sofa. Her posture is wary and tense, giving no sign of comfort or even this brief moment of peace. Can you start off by telling us your name? I apologize for earlier. I'm usually a bit more composed than this, but I guess I'm failing at that too. Ah, this is Nina. My name is Nina Mortimer. What a name. Ah, hello, miss. My name is Noah DeLeon. I am one of the assistants here. That big guy next to you is our lovely other assistant, Colby. And the one brooding over there here is Private Investigator Hugo Laurent. I'm just tired. And our chief is always on business, but I think we can still accommodate you. So, how can we help you, Miss Nina? For a moment, Nina appears a bit more lax, more hopeful, maybe even relieved from this warm welcome. However, she once again tenses up. The guilt and shame come rushing back to her, visible by the creases of her elbow as she once again realizes why she is here. I need help watching over my grandfather tonight. Tonight? Yes, I know this is a strange request, but my hands are tied on this. It has to be tonight. I'm sorry, Miss Nina, but I don't quite understand. Is your grandfather in any danger? I think someone is trying to take him away. The fuck? Take him? Miss Nina, I think you should contact the police right away. They are far more equipped at handling this kind of situation. No, they're not. I've tried requesting their help, but they've given me the same answer verbatim for weeks now. They would send someone out to watch over the manor for the entire day, but by the end of their routine, they would always report back nothing unusual. They saw no one else leaving or arriving at the house other than me or the caretaker. And despite telling them all in detail about the letters and all the strange things that have been happening, there is nothing they can do about it but just sit around until it escalates even more. I can't wait any longer. Any more of this, then it'll all be too late. If only I knew who Luis was. Luis? She lets out a gasp, her hands shot out to cover her mouth, realizing she had said too much so carelessly. She tried to avert their gaze, but Hugo stares persistently at her. Miss Nina, who's Luis? Are they the ones causing all of this? Once more, she contemplates, her brows knit closely together as she bites her lip nervously. It's as if the words she wanted to say have suddenly died out, too heavy to even utter. Excuse me. A mistake she can't take back. Before her silence stretches further, Noah speaks to Nina with a gentle and reassuring tone. Miss Nina, I know it's scary. All of the things you've mentioned to us so far, no one should have to experience, especially by themselves. And I assure you, we'll listen to all of it. I promise. Wild and manic eyes search deeply at them, trying desperately to discern any doubt or mistrust on their faces. However, all she sees are people who are willing to give her time to simply listen to her, to actually help her. From this alone, Nina looks to the side where her purse is and opens it. Tucked inside one of the pockets, she takes out a single, slightly crumpled envelope with a pigmented red wax seal pressed in the middle. At a glance, Hugo can tell right away that this letter appears to be a bit more worn out and antique. And yet, despite its delicate form, it remains well preserved, well kept. It's as if the letter itself was untouched by time, forever waiting to be opened. Peculiar. Also, I'm sorry that I can't provide much extra commentary. I usually get really engrossed in these visual novel games I play. I used to play a lot of them, but I know this one is probably going to be pretty long. So, hope you enjoy. Something a little different. Grandfather has been receiving cryptic letters for the past month now. The letters didn't come with an address or the name of the sender, but this one is different from the rest. This had a name, Luis, on it. I hope I'm reading that right. As she hands over the letter, Hugo notices her hand slightly shaking. Nina is still avoiding his gaze, but he knows she is trying in earnest. It's just like me, I can't make eye contact with anybody. But before he could reach out his hand, he senses it. A faint shift in the room, unnoticeable to the others, but all too glaringly clear to him. There is something very wrong with this letter. Just got chills in real life, what the fuck? Suddenly, Hugo recoils his hand away in pain. In pain? Like being struck with something sharp, so spontaneously, so memorable that even if the pain disappears within seconds, a hint of it remains. Something so small, akin to a prick of a rose's thorn. Or more like a paper cut. Are you alright? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. No, I'm fine, Miss Mortimer. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Hugo stares squaringly at the cut. A thin red line starts to form slowly by the top of his index finger, trailing down and stopping just above the first crease. Wow, I should really breathe when I speak. My voice is a little nasally because I'm a little sick, so I picked a good game for this. Make me be able to do the voice better, so I guess that's something. A red so clearly visible, it's taunting. That doesn't look like a normal paper cut to me. Let me get you a Band-Aid. It's fine, Noah. I don't need one. But really, it's fine. It doesn't even hurt that much. I think that's full of bullshit, Hugo. Noah takes one good look at him before citing expeditedly. That's probably not what that says.
Exasperated.
And sitting back down in his chair, still eyeing on Hugo's hand. Hugo shrugs and returns his attention back to the letter, but this time, luckily, nothing happens. This is very interesting. For it to reach all the way out there here with just a letter alone is truly terrifying. Carefully, he removes the content of the envelope and unfolds it. At first, it looks like any other normal written message. A person's name, Luis, is asking the other, Henry, to come meet him by the lake at midnight. Interesting. Needing to share something important with him. However, what's eerily striking about this is not the letter itself. Peering at the bottom of the page, a message scrawled, unlike the rest, stands visibly out to Hugo. A message that shouldn't be there. Remember our promise, Henry. Ugh, that's creepy. When did you receive this letter? Yesterday. And your grandfather, where is he right now? He's currently back at the house with the caretaker. I promised them I wouldn't be out for too long. I made an agreement with them, you see. Oh, what sort of agreement? The caretaker we have now agreed to watch over my grandfather, but only during the day. Before nightfall, they would leave exactly at the same time. Before nightfall? I wanted to believe that this whole thing was an elaborate scheme to scare my family away. I know this sounds crazy, but at one point I thought everyone was in on it. The mail carriers, the officers, the caretakers. Everyone had a hand at making our family suffer, but this one was different. Jesus, she looks fucking terrified. Up until now, I've never heard of anyone with that name. Not a relative or family friend, but they clearly know who my grandfather is. If I don't do something about this, I'll lose him too. Just by uttering the words alone, Nina begins to break down. The stress, the anxiety, the fatigue, all of it was finally catching up to her. Her body hunches forward, her hands pressed close to her eyes as she tries to cover the stream of tears running down her face. Oh. As an act of comfort, Colby sits close to Nina while Noah fetches tissues for her. Oh, Colby. Hugo, on the other hand, is puzzled. She said this whole thing has been going on for the past month, but something doesn't add up. And before nightfall, I think there's more to this she's not admitting. Whatever happened with the letter, I'm more than certain. Certain that whoever or whatever Luis is, they're coming for blood. Jesus. Oh. Well, obviously I'm gonna take the case. The fuck? Do you want more tissues? We'll do it. We'll take on your case. For a moment, everything goes still. Their eyes and attention are solely directed at Hugo, whose eyes are a certain glint to them, now unwavering and more determined than ever. Before anyone else speaks, Nina stands up, wipes away any stray tears from her face, and walks up to him. You'll take it? Hugo simply nods. Thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. We're glad to help, miss. Nina, please just call me Nina. Well, Nina, we'll do our best. Nina smiles at Hugo and Noah in gratitude. Her eyes renew with a faint gleam, a hope that maybe things will change for her and her family for the better. However, before heading out, Nina reaches into her bag once more. She takes out a small piece of paper and a pen and hastily starts jotting down something. I best be on my way. I'll let my grandfather know ahead of time you'll be coming. 4970 Church Street. I assume that... Alright, yeah. Also, this is my address. I'll be sure to greet you all when you arrive. And thank you again. Truly. She politely bows to them and walks out of the office, already reaching into her purse for her car keys. Hugo watches from his desk as she goes to open the driver's seat. Nina looks back at the office window and takes one last look at Hugo. She waves slightly at him before finally pulling at the parking lot and driving off. Once out of sight, Hugo turns to look at his cluttered desk. This man looks like he is dying on the inside. This is also reminds me of Roger, that no one will get what that means. Still messy, but presentable. I guess I'll have to sort these out later again. Car, 5:30 p.m. Oh god, I gotta crank my fingers. Jesus. From the ongoing downpour to the quiet hums of the car, they sit in silence. Still miles out of their destination, Hugo constantly checks the rearview mirror to see any passing cars. But it was only them on the road. Noah, who usually chats his ear off by now, leans quietly against the car door as he looks at the passing streetlights, reserved and distant. He hasn't said a word to Hugo since they left the office. Hey, you're a lot quieter than usual. What's wrong? What a surprise. Have you been looking at me, Q? No, you idiot. You usually just talk a lot, that's all. So, do you miss me talking? Just say it. Do you believe her story? What? Given all the things she's told us, do you think she's telling the truth? Yes, I believe her. Or at least, I believe she hasn't lied to us. But you know, I can't shake this feeling that she is hiding something. Like, if she let out certain details on purpose. Also, why did she have to travel this far out of town for a private eye? Surely there must have been another far closer to her home, more than ours. I just don't know how to explain it. As expected of you, Hugo. Are you making fun of me? No, not at all. I'm just admiring your observations. I think Noah has the hots for Hugo. Call me crazy, but I'm sensing something. I didn't want to offend Nina earlier, so I kept quiet until she finished. But her last name caught me off guard. Have you heard about the Mortimers? They're a pretty distinguished family that owned an esteemed fishing company. Well, they used to, I believe. They have yet to name an heir. What do you mean? Shouldn't it naturally go to Nina? It should, but I don't know. From what I heard, each time they try to name a successor, that relative mysteriously disappears. Well, that's not a red flag. Huh? Gone without a trace, or so anyone thought. Their bodies would soon turn up months after. Yeah, that's really not good. And you know what's strange? All of them have been labeled accidents by local news. Yeah, someone's out here killing motherfuckers. No foul play, just another unfortunate loss for the family. They've been struck with so many tragedies that over time people began to believe they were cursed or something. Cursed? I think I can understand why she wouldn't want to go to the police again. They most likely thought she was seeing things and went along with the procedures just to keep face. But deep down, they must have thought she had gone mad. That's really sad. I can't imagine all of this for Nina. And most of all, who knows what we'll find there? Is that why you decided to come with me? Well, partially. I'm more worried about you, though. Me? Why? Think of it this way. I'm the appointed driver. When you decide to do some pretty reckless shit, I'll be there to drive you to the local hospital. Oh, that's my boy! Ugh. Besides, 2 is better than 1. Exactly. I was fine with Colby coming with me. Oh, there he is! That's the goat! Well, have you heard that 3 is better than 2? Ugh. I love these guys. Mortimer Estate, 6 p.m. Passing through countless dirt roads and steep cliffs, the estate can finally be seen beyond the evergreen. Nestled away from prying eyes, it stands tall, magnificent, and classic. Truly a rarity only afforded to the privileged. And yet, with all its opulence, it looms from a distance. Hugo and Noah could only gaze at the sheer scale of the manor. Its grand stature topples easily over the dozens of houses they drove past. Wow, look at the size of it. I could never imagine seeing a house like this in person. It's almost too surreal. Come on, she's waiting for us. Immediately after exiting the driver's seat, a sudden sharp pain weighs heavy on Hugo's chest. Grasping tightly at his coat, he begins to grasp for air. Oh God. His vision hazes as he leans closer to the car, trying desperately to ground himself. Oh my God. Like a fish drawn out of sea, he desperately heaves. The air in his lungs, escaping too quickly, burns as he feels his throat starting to strain, drawing tighter the more he breathes. But this pain pales in comparison to a feeling far more excruciating. Is it the house? No, something far more sinister. He feels it. Someone is watching him. A piercing gaze fixed on him, like leering at a bug and waiting for to strike. We'll be together soon, Henry. What the fuck? What the hell? Damn it, already? Seems like this guy's tapped into the ghost or the paranormal in some way. I need to hurry or else. Hey, are you alright? Noah calls out to him, snapping him out of his fixated trance, sorry. Oh no, Colby's scared. Colby nudges his head against Hugo, whining with concern over his partner's well-being. Did you hear that just now? Hear what? Voice. It was so close to my ear. Is everything alright? Oh, I'm fine. Don't mind me. I'm just a bit winded out from the trip, that's all. I'd be happy to make you tea at the very least. If it's no trouble. Oh, I could go for some tea right now. I'll settle for my Dr. Pepper! No, not at all. It's the least I can do. Once again, the subtle uneasiness from Nina surfaces. But before Hugo could get a chance to look further into it, she walked off towards the front porch without saying another word. Gotta start on that tea. Are you sure you're alright? You sounded like you were choking earlier. I said I'm fine. Besides, we're already here. We can't back out now. Listen to me. I think you should... Noah abruptly cuts his lecture short as he notices Nina stopping by the front door. She stands by the door silently, contemplating something. It's just like before, but this time she seems even more anxious. Whatever unease she's trying to mask earlier became more apparent the minute they walked closer to the front door. I haven't been quite honest with you, detectives. Just like before, as if carefully choosing her next words, she decides that in this situation, words are not enough. You'll see for yourselves what I mean. Well, that's not super ominous. And with that, Nina enters the house, leaving the three to follow behind. Hugo is about to enter through the foyer when he feels a tug on his arm. Don't forget what I told you. If something happens, let me know right away. You'll be the first to know. And with that, Noah releases his grip from Hugo. They proceed to head in, not knowing what awaits them beyond the door. Oh, I'm excited! Greeted with a brightly lit hallway, Hugo notes immediately that the interior is just as grand. Adorned with floral accents and antique furnishings, the house itself exudes the word elegance. A classic and rustic charm with the walls and flooring made from the finest wood. That shit's that got that mahogany. Hugo couldn't help but gape when he walked in. However, he notices something even more distinct than the splendor. Behind the seemingly perfect veneer, an unsettling air breathed throughout the house, leaving no room for doubt that inside is far more terrifying than the outside. Please, come this way. Bracing themselves... Who the fuck is this guy? Bracing themselves, they enter the dimly lit drawing room. At first glance, Hugo could not discern the silhouette situated at the far corner. Only the sparse lighting from the window pierces through a fraction of the room's darkness. However, as they approach closer to the silhouette, Hugo now understands the reason for all of Nina's unsettling vagueness. Grandfather, we have guests. Oh boy. Oh god, what the fuck? Or got antiseptic eye inside him. Sitting on the armchair is a very young man, not much older than Hugo or Noah. Yeah, grandfather? What do you mean? He is dressed modestly and shares none of the imposing presence of the manor. Rather such luxury does not even remotely reflect on the man before them at all. It's as if the flow of time had stopped, only for him, while the rest had continued changing drastically without him. Just like the letter, timeless, delicate, and jarringly out of place. Staring only at the window, the young man sits there dazed with little acknowledgement of the people around him. Still, motionless, like a doll. Grandpa, these are the people I spoke of. This is Detective Lauren and his two assistants, Colby and Noah. They're going to help us. Cool. Even after introducing them to the head of the Mortimer estate, Hugo and Noah could not help but feel unnerved. The man before them is supposed to be frail and older than any of them, yet he remains forever unchanging, forever young. They come a long way, so I'll be making some tea. Would you also like some, Grandpa? He ain't gonna say shit. He does not reply back, nor does he glance at Nina or anyone else in the room. Staring at the window. Only fixated his gaze on the brain, nothing else. I'll be sure to make a cup for you too. She then timidly gestures to Hugo and Noah back to the foyer. Bearing more questions, the two follow Nina outside. But before they leave the drawing room, Hugo takes one last look at the young man. There's an all too familiar air about Henry Mortimer. His eyes, they're similar to his own. Whatever he must be longing for, Hugo knows it will never end well. Nina, that man. Yes, he's my grandfather, the one I asked you to all to watch over. I know, this is hard to believe, but... Nina draws something out of her pockets. It's an old picture of a handsome man with slicked back hair wearing the finest of suits. The gentleman in the picture has a different air to him, one of wealth and power, none of which reflect at all on the current Henry Mortimer. It's almost as if looking at two different people. This isn't much to go by, but believe me, they are the same person. Then why does he look so young? It happened a few nights ago. I was on my way to get a cup of water when I heard a loud thud coming from my grandfather's room. I was worried that something fell over, so I went to go check. When I opened the door, I found him collapsed on the ground. I rushed to help him, but when I did, he looked so different. He wore the same clothes that my grandpa wore that night. And his face. I recognized his face. Again, she looks horrified. He looked younger. So many things were rushing through my head at that moment, and yet I knew he felt familiar to me. I know it sounds bizarre, but the more I talk about it, that's what happened. That was also the same night I found that letter. It was next to him, already opened. I'm sorry again for all of this. No matter who I went to, they either said something was wrong with me or my family. With everything going on, maybe they're right. The pools of water, the letters, Luis, now this. I've been ignoring the signs for years and just blindly hoping things can get better if I try finding solutions on my own. But that's not enough anymore. Maybe my family is really No, they're not. Curses aren't real. Detective, I think we easily get too involved in believing that sort of thing exists. In truth, the one who fixate on it makes it the reality. Rumors, doubts, lies, all of those things are what they want to become real. Deep-rooted emotions like that can't possibly be healed or fixed right away. But like a curse, those emotions drag other people down with them. Jesus Christ, Hugo. Personally, I think you were caught up in all of this. But I assure you, we'll see through this. We'll see this through. Sorry. For you and Mr. Mortimer. Thank you. Good. Now, our first priority is to find out more about Luis. Nina, the letter you showed us back at the agency, do you have it with you? Ah, yes, it's here. Do you mind if I borrow it for a bit? I'll be sure to give it back. Of course, but what are you going to do with it? I've searched everything on that letter and I still couldn't come up with clues. I'll be using it as a reference, or a guide, if you will. Not because I saw a creepy cryptic note on it that only I could see. I'm afraid I can't discuss too much of the process. Trade secret and all. Of course. I'll check upstairs. Noah, you and Colby check on the ground floor. Got it. Before they leave, they do their own investigations. Hugo grabs a hold of Noah's shoulder and plants a single kiss on his forehead. He leans in close enough for Nina not to hear. Keep a close eye on Mr. Mortimer and Nina. Especially Nina. I don't want her to be dragged any more than she already is. So whatever happens, keep her safe. Hugo, you... Fine, but remember, yell for me, okay? No, thank you, Noah. I'm counting on you. You too, boy. Oh, you puppy. With a final nod at them, Hugo then goes towards the staircase and heads upstairs. Noah stares for a moment longer at Hugo's back before he disappears into the first floor. He then turns to look at Colby. Well, it's time to get to work. Right, Colby? Oh, damn right, Colby. Oh, investigation start. The objective is to look around the area for objects to proceed story. Use the arrows or the arrow keys to move to a different area. Oh, okay. Outlines will appear on clickable objects. Oh, he's a puppy. On the top right is the hint button. Click it will highlight an object you missed. I probably will gonna need that because I am very unobservant. I would be a horrible detective. It's a shame I play two different ones in our film universe. Oh, he's woof woof, he's a puppy. Mr. Mortimer still sits motionless by the corner of the room, his gaze never leaving the rain. What's over? A large bookshelf stands close to the entryway. It contains a couple of photo albums and a few phone books. Oh, flowers? A delicate arrangement of violets and white roses. They seem to be fresh and fairly new. Oh, phone. Gotta click on everything. Old rotary dial telephone. It looks like it's still in good use. This way. Well, Hugo went up there. Oh, hello. Frames decorating the walls are covered in white sheets filled with a thin lining of dust on top of each one. Wow, there are so many paintings covering the wall. Are there more like this all over the house? Yes, my grandfather commissioned many back in the day. That one up there is his favorite Rule 34 painting. But sadly, he doesn't do that anymore. You know, I can't help but notice the paintings are covered. How come? I did that. I covered them up for my grandfather's sake. For his sake? Yes, he was pretty obsessed with them, you see. This is... Okay, I'm gonna take a moment. I really like this game so far. I don't know why it's taken me so long to get back into doing visual novel games, because I used to do a lot of them, and I love visual novel games. I'm just so dyslexic, and I have a hard time reading. But I'm really fucking with this one so far. There were times that he would mutter to himself, and he would just stare at the paintings for days on end. It worries me so much that I had to cover them all. Since then, he hasn't stared at any of them. He just sits quietly, looking outside. I see. About the paintings, I also noticed they all have a similar theme. They all had water in them. Interesting. I know this isn't a coincidence since you told us before, but if there's anything you know, anything at all, then please tell me. Noah, can I ask you a question first? Sure, go ahead. Do you believe in mermaids? Mermaids? I don't suppose I do. Why? I do! You know how big the fucking ocean is? There's bound to be some creepy shit in there. Casting her gaze to the floor, Nina anxiously fidgets and tightly grasps her hands together. I didn't know we were going this type of direction. Now you've got me even more intrigued. She then briefly sighs and continues. Well, there's this story, or rather, more like a fairy tale that my family has passed down. A fairy tale? Yes, well, it feels like one to me. It was about a fisherman who fell in love with a mermaid. Every day and night he would go out and by the shore to gaze at her beauty, but one day she just vanished, leaving him confused and heartbroken. Determined he would sail many seas for a chance to see her again. Sailing from coast to coast, new lands beyond, and back he would go. Not long after, fortune followed him all throughout his journey, and made him one of the wealthiest and most highest respected in his village. However, despite all the wealth he gained through his travels, he never found the mermaid again. She would only be a dream, nothing more. Damn. And that's the end of the story. It doesn't end happily, but I guess there was a lesson behind all of it. I just never understood it. You can't buy love. What do you think happened to the mermaid? I know it's an exaggeration, and yet I can't help but wonder. It's hard to say. I just feel bad for both of them. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of sad endings. If it were me, I would wish the fisherman and the mermaid could see each other again. Or at least that's what I think. Even if they weren't meant to be with each other? Yeah, I think so at least. I wouldn't want to imagine going through a journey all by myself. It's hard being alone. A journey all by yourself. Mortimer Estate, 11:30 p.m. I want to know more about the mermaid.
Sorry to break the tension again, but I kind of want to cash in my prediction because I'm also getting invested just editing this. I'm going to take a guess and say that the story is about her grandfather, and that the curse going on in the house, like fucking him up, is the mermaid getting jealous because he probably got with another woman, hence Nina being born a couple generations after.
After searching vigorously through each of the rooms, he knows his findings would eventually lead him here. This is it. Hugo walks towards the nearest lampshade and switches it on. Dimly illuminated, he sees the extent of how lavish this part of the house is. From the customized window drapes to the vintage furnishings. Everything here exudes the extravagance. Sorry, there's some big words in here. But much like the interior Hugo has seen so far, he finds this one in particular reeks of it. Plastered from wall to wall, a gloom lingers. It's as if the room itself is moldering, despite its preserved nature. Oh, wow. Quite a lot of stuff in here. A classic wooden chest lies at the foot of the canopy bed. Its lock still firmly holds a safeguarding whatever is inside. Oh, big bookshelf. A meticulously organized set of academic books, ranging from non-fiction to geography, all are on display. However, hidden away behind the vast collection are some children's fairy tales, all carefully kept. Interesting. One of those about the mermaid. Oh wow, there's quite a lot here. Alright, hold on. Let's look at the tea. Pristine pearl white tea set sits patiently by, untouched and unused for quite some time. Scattered pieces of paper, all forgotten, lie waiting on the cold floor. Heavily etched markings are found scrawled all over the papers. A book. A leather-bound journal rests on the edge of one of the tables. Its pages are torn out so haphazardly that the binding itself is starting to fall out. That's peculiar. Atop of the fireplace, unblemished and unmarked by time, hangs a curious and familiar painting of a beautiful woman floating on the water. Interesting. Oh, hello. An old photo of a lost time, a sweet summertime memory of a little girl with her beloved grandfather. I don't need to hurry. I don't want to stay in here for too long. Well, I feel like we looked at everything. Mortimer Estate, 11:50. He searches and searches, and still, there is no sign of Luis. You really thought he was going to be in here? To Hugo, even if there is a fragment, a singular thread to a person to reveal their real selves, oh my god, I can't read, he could find them. But there is nothing. Not one thing pertaining to him. It's as if the thought of Luis barely exists at all. What's going on? I clearly sensed that presence from before, but it's gone again. Damn it. I wish I had more time. No, calm down. It has to be here. I just need to focus. He ponders again, retracting every step and every little detail, hoping that he overlooks something. Oh my god, excuse me. Yet all he knows is that the one tangible thing that connects him, that tethers so closely to this space, and most of all to Henry, is the letter. Words of promise, of love, all delicately etched onto a page, but tainted with a powerful and dark emotion that has been festering for too long. Tainted. From the very start of all this, Hugo believed that whoever Luis was, they were the ones responsible. He thought he could find them and convince them to stop their hauntings for good, so he thinks it's a ghost. Interesting. To bring them peace and to move on. However, that isn't the case anymore. The unnatural force that binds everything so closely together in this family is not the cause of an angry spirit. No, it's something far more devious than that. What, a fucking poltergeist? As he takes the letter out of the envelope, he notices a change within. Bearing no foreboding threat at the bottom of the page, it looks just like a regular letter, or rather, what it once was. A sad and tragic love. If you can't come, then I understand. Things have gotten more complicated with your mother ever since she found out about us, right? What? I'm sorry, Henry, for everything. It hurts to see you so torn up like this. I would never hurt you or drag you along with me. If this is to be our farewell, can I ask you one last favor? Could you keep my locket? I know this is selfish of me, but I'd like for you to have it. I'd be happy to know it's safe with you. My heart will forever be yours, Henry. With love always, Luis. So this was the true letter. A small warmth emanates from the paper, wrapping closely around his fingertips, quiet and soothing. The fragment Hugo was searching for. Ah, they were gay. Luis, I'm sorry. We're also a victim in all this too. Please, if you can hear me, I need your help. Oh my god. Without warning, the sound of a click can be heard across the bedroom, as if something unlocked itself. Hugo turns his head towards the sound and sees the chest. Unlike the other furniture, its dark and rustic features have not been maintained well, left to rot on its own. Oh, what the fuck? Suddenly he stops at the sound of a sweet voice whispering to him, beckoning him towards the fireplace. Come here, my dear sweet boy. Go to the painting or don't go to the painting? Well, I want to hear out what the painting has to say. Oh, wow. There, mounted by the fireplace, is a painting of a beautiful woman floating on the water. Her pale skin is incandescent, brilliantly prominent against the contrast to the dark, murky waters that keep her hidden. Is this the mermaid? Keep her bound to the canvas. Hugo stares intensely at the picture. An empathetic sorrow swells within him, disarming his very sense and forcing him to inch closer. Surrendering himself to the sweet song. Oh god, this is the mermaid. It's the siren song. Poor thing. How lonely you must feel. You are not like him. You are a lot like him. I can't speak. Like Henry. As Hugo approaches closer and closer to the painting, and his mind screaming to run, he sees it. He can finally see beyond the facade the lady portrays. Uh-oh. For what the painting truly is. But don't worry. Oh, what the fuck? I can take away that sadness. A deformed creature, a mermaid, floats above the surface. The voice whispers. Large hollow eyes stare back, boring deeply into his eyes. Her skin is melting, bleeding heavily, this black ichor as it gushes out from the canvas. Some of it stares to hit not only the floor, but at Hugo as well. The black viscous tar clings persistently onto him, unrelentless as they continue to pile up. And then he feels it. What drew him initially to this thing. A deep sense of longing rushes through him, snuffing out what little control he had left. Finally embracing this nature. To come home. Take my hand. Without hesitation, Hugo reaches out his hand while his body leans in closer to the mermaid. She grabs and pulls him in. Oh god, please don't. Oh no, oh no, oh no. God, no, I can't go. No, please don't take me into the water again. Oh god, oh Jesus Christ. Not once looking back, he dives and follows after her, returning to nothing. Oh god. Bad end. Beyond the painting. Oh wow. Huh. Well, I've just about reached the hour mark. This game is really interesting. Well, here's what I'm going to do, chat. I'm going to leave this one here. If you want, I will come back to this because I know there are multiple endings. I'm definitely willing to if people want me to. If not, I'll probably go back to it in my spare time. But this was Stillwater. Honestly, really, really cool visual novel game. I like this a lot, and I'm very interested in the story. I don't know if this is the full game. Wow. All right. Yeah, there's a lot. Okay, so there's clearly a lot still left in this game. So let me know if you want me to come back to this, because I absolutely will. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. I am Much for Random Stupidity, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.